Yeah, I
Is
texted.
he talking?
Yep, I am. And you can hear me. I can see it. I actually had a secondary computer now connected, and I'm watching the thing playing.
Oh, okay. That's
So I have my fail safe.
that's good. Oh, so
So,
you short or what?
yeah, well, not really. I'm waiting for a long position right
I
now.
heard you say you're bullish on Piper Academy. I don't know what.
Bullish?
Are you
I
smoking
mean,
something or what?
no, I would say, well, I first said, hey, let's go for a long. And
Mexican
then I said,
peyote
no,
or
we're
what?
having we're decreasing, we're breaking through the zero line, and we're actually going through a couple of things, like trend lines on XRP, Jasmine, and what's the other one? Link. So getting prepared for a long entry on the 4 hours. What about you? Short?
I did a long scalp.
Mhm.
I made a quick $300 and I'm done.
Let's
Because I
go.
had honestly one of the best weeks I've had in a long time. So I had like a $10,000 week. So five figures this week, man. So pretty
Nice.
sweet week. And so just not giving it back. You know what I mean? Not giving it back.
Oh
uh,
yeah. Not on Friday, baby.
no, man. No, I'm gonna sail into the weekend nice and happy. But
Nice.
yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a challenging week. Lots of news, lots of craziness. But I mean, I whooped its ass, man. I whooped its ass. So I'm pretty happy.
Nice. Nice. Let me get started here with the crypto stuff because I'm looking for entries. By the way, guys, remember that I'm doing the 4 hours. So for me, my time period's a little different, right? And most of the assets that we're going to be looking at, and let me go and show you, like, for example, XRP. Let me clear this up. We're having a lower high, right? We're having a lower high. And well, I was looking for this to actually hold or get, there we go, a support right down here at 297 ish. So let's go over to my alerts and look at that. We already have going over 299 because that was the trend line that we had in here for crossover, Dogecoin Turbo and ADA. Right, so all of those are looking almost the same. Like for example, look at this Dogecoin. Right, Dogecoin still higher low. All right, so lower high, sorry, and we're breaking through a trend line. We can still have, I don't know, a saving point if we go over these. Maybe just maybe we'd grab it from here. That might work. And that will actually kind of align with this area right here. In fact, my alert, let me just push it a little bit higher here. And we're going to be waiting to what it does because once again, let me just hide everything here. And we could be into a pickle if we start breaking this area because that will be the neckline of a lower high. Basically expecting a lower low and again a downtrend movement. But remember what we talked about before, morphology in the markets. If we have this neckline on support, then that means that we could be having a wedge or a triangle. So right now it's unknown. So far looks bearish because we're losing our dynamic reactor, sorry, our zero lining here, and we don't have enough strength so far, right? So look at your volume matrix, and your volume metric is pointing downwards. I mean, we've seen that before, and then we see a little bit of recuperation here. That is what we have our lower high, right? So what could save us is a better volume matrix and a sudden influx of money flow. So if we have that influx of money flow somewhere around 0.25, for example, in Dogecoin, guys, I know, start with meme coins. Just be careful, right? I'm just grabbing this because this is kind of like the most volatile and it's looking the most like bearish, right? But if we have a supporting here, we could be in for a wedge, and that will be much better than a lower high. So that's what I would say. I'm looking for those kind of entries. Let me go over really quickly. For example, CRV. CRV is one of those coins that is not really having the same pattern. And by the way, we took 2 days ago an entry on CRV. So this is the result. We went to a loud order block. We hit one of our supports in here, TP number 2, because TP number 1 was circle. Oh, come on, don't move that circle right there. Let me lock this up. And for a re-entry, so far there's no re-entry. We need to wait. Why? Because Bitcoin is breaking through on this trend line. So could this be just a fake out like we had it here? I'm hoping for it, right? But I'm not going to be engaging into a long until I see in my regression oscillator, linear regression oscillator, until I see this kind of movement, which is a bearish blue valley coming back up. All right, might be even a little bit smaller than I have it pictured here. I would say something like that. All right, and then when we start having our reversal diamond, which is in the middle, let me clear this up real quickly. There we go. This is a reversal diamond. This is a reversal diamond. This is a reversal diamond, because that talks about the micro trends within the bigger trend, right? This is the trend reversal, not a reversal like top reversal and bottom reversal. No, that is trend reversal. So when we have our reversal diamond in here, right, that's when I start jumping for a long on Bitcoin, or at least a secondary long, because, well, we don't have it in here because I already have removed it. But right here on the loud order block, we were looking for an entry. Important, we haven't lose the 0.9. That's what it gives me some hope. All right, even if we lose it for a little bit, there we go. If we have some strength coming back up, I would say that we're gonna have a bounce. Very important. Oh, I just removed everything. Let me see if I can control C this. Come on, there we go. Very important. I'm looking for an overall target by the end of the month, somewhere around 124. If we hold this area. Not only that, I'm also thinking that we could have these things like this, all right, creating a megaphone. And on that megaphone, if we make a breakout continuation, that's when we're going to hit that area up there. All right, so remember, my target, it is not a for sure target. That depends if we hold the support. The support is a 114, 115-ish, right around where you can see my my box, my purple box. All right, and if we hold that area, of course, as stated, we could be reaching by the end of the month some previous highs at 124 ish zones. But in the meantime, looking for re-entry, like for example, Link, possible re-entry basically right now, but it's not, we don't have a trigger. The trigger is going to be the flip of the ribbon. Another possible entry is going to be Dogecoin, looking for a support at 0.2575. And another one right here on Jasmine. And I know I'm looking at all low caps. Jasmine looking like maybe head and shoulders, but neckline standing somewhere around 0.013 and looking for that area for possible entries. But that's what I got so far. Alex, what is your opinion or what's your analysis on Bitcoin?
Man, you're a wizard, bro. We need to get you a hat, like a big. You send me your address, I'll buy you a big ass wizard hat, bro.
I got a better one.
And I'll
And I
make
got my
it better than
antenna.
that one. Oh fuck!
I got my, there you go, my high gain antenna, bro.
I'll get you a staff, and I'll get like this cat, bro. I'll get you a staff and a fucking big ass hat. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Love
We'll do
it, love it.
cosplay TA. That will be your
Cosplay
new
TA.
channel. All right.
I'm all in for it.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll call it Mexican Wizardry. Okay. What? So yesterday I went over with everybody about what to expect. What were we looking at here? Bearish divergence, oscillators. I went over like everything that I used in Chart Prime.
Right.
Did like a little masterclass session. But what we established here is that we're very overextended, right? What we also understand is that we want A or B, right? So A would be holding the low here and chopping sideways, boring everybody out. While altcoins, some of them go, some of them go wee, and Bitcoin goes sideways here. Not as likely. So you could chop in the range here. Then you would look for the SFP of the low, whoop, right? And then you would look to get long. Currently, right now, it's options. Options are expiring today, so it's like a triple witching day. So lots of volatility. You can see that in the stock market. You can see it in the NASDAQ. Okay, lots of volatility. Now, we do have momentum. Nothing's better than a simple trend line, right? So we do still have bullish momentum, but this bullish momentum has a big gap in it, right? So the key here is if we lose this low here, then we are looking for swing shorts. Okay, so if we lose this, boop, we are looking for this. If I get this, I'm telling you, I am going swing short. Okay, because that's what structure says. That's what time says. Now, does that mean we come all the way to the low? No, right? Because we are still corrective. If we're looking at this, we're ABC corrective, right? So that means that our C wave, our ABC, whatever theory you're talking about, can come in as a higher low, or it can come as a lower low or a sweep of the low. I would prefer sweep. I think this would give everybody a fresh serving of humble pie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And typically, if we are looking at, what happened in the last rate cut, and I keep going back to this, but it's important to understand is that in the last rate cut, we got a 0.5 basis point cut, and we weren't losing jobs the same. So it's not the same, but it tends to rhyme. And we did have a run, a little bit of a run up, but then it corrected, and then we went to Valhalla. Okay? And this was mid-October. So we had a little bit of a correction here, retesting the order block in here, and then off we went. So we also had a very strangely familiar thing in here. We had an inverse head and shoulders in here, the breakout, right? Continuation up. Then we had a retracement back to retest the inverse head and shoulders. Okay? Very, very interesting because we have the exact same shit going on right now. Okay? Very, very interesting that we have our inverse head and shoulders and our possible retest in here. Okay?
Let me stop you right there for a little second. And right before you get rid of that V-shaped recovery and then the little range up there with the trend line, just so you guys, there we go. That's it. If you want to see how that looks like, I just uploaded an image on Jasmine. It's having that same pattern that Alex was describing. So look at how he not only, dude, I guarantee that you have your book of patterns. No, he haven't memorized it. He just tried them all the time. But look at how that works pretty good, right? Just sorry for that, for the interruption. Just wanted to push that out because it is an amazing pattern and it plays almost every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's so good. And OC did invent the breakout retest, guys, just so you know. And breakdown retest is the same thing. It's just in Canada style, because he's in Mexico, so he's down here, and there's USA, and then I'm in Canada, so everything he does is inverse. He's the schlong, I'm the box, okay? So it's always opposite, right? He's in the southern hemisphere, I'm in the north hemisphere, right? So it's always opposite for us. But yeah, it's very similar. It tends to rhyme, right? So if we look at history, right, and if we just simply overlay what happened there way back when, before we had our big run, we can see that it was very, very obvious that, you had this initial move in here, right? So you had your head and shoulders, your retrace, and then Valhalla, right? So if we bring this over here and we take a look, like I'm very visual. So like for me, visualize. I mean, you can't. It's fucking identical, guys. Right. So inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest. It's the same time of the year. It's the same rate cut time. It's okay. So it's like you don't have to be. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay. So we can prepare for this. I'm preparing for this though. Okay. I'm preparing for lower because if we bounce from here, cool, man. Jump in on this thing, easy peasy, right? But if we come down here, everybody going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to buy. Okay. And that's how I prepare. So I prepare for the worst, which leaves my expectations really low. And as a trader, you don't want to be emotional. Ask OC if you want to be emotional. But for me, I want to prepare for the worst. And if it's better than the worst, then I'm okay. You know what I mean? So the market is meant to make you feel a certain way, right? We've seen it time and time again. OC, 4 for 5 this week on 3 a.m. dumps, bro. 4 for 5.
It, man.
Crazy.
Crazy. No kidding.
Crazy, man.
Today I'm short in the freaking 3 a.m., man.
3 a.m. 3 a.m. Friday. Look at this thing, right?
Ah,
We look here, right
look at
here.
that.
Bam, it's gone. Bam, it's gone. Bam, it's gone. I mean, sign me up, man. Sign me up. We didn't get one yesterday. Okay, we got yesterday was just chop at the top, right? But if we look at all the 3 a.m.s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Even Monday. Monday was yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot Tuesday. 4 for 5. So really good. Dump. So 3 a.m. bot,
shit.
yeah. Crazy, right?
Oh yeah.
It's so crazy. Oh man. And typically they put in the low at 3 a.m. too, guys. Be very. CryptoFace calls them the 4 a.m. Chinese sandworm bots. Yeah, that's the one, man. It's true. Because if you go back and you back test all the bottoms are 4 a.m., right? You go 4 a.m., right? And you go back and back test all these lows. I mean, it's scary how many times it's at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., okay? So we're preparing for this. We've rolled over today. Now, the big plan right now is consolidation. Chop at the top, right? Consolidation. Trapping. They want to trap. If we try to think like market makers, we can take advantage of this, right? So what we can look for in this is right now, guess what we've returned to? The middle of the friggin' range, right? Like if we're looking at this in general, like we're chilling, right? This is when we look at a point of control, a money flow point of control, any of these tools, this is where buyers and sellers are the most comfortable exchanging. Okay, this is where people are willing to sell. This is where people are willing to buy. It's comfortable. This is where it chills, right? So going into the weekend, this just promotes sideways consolidation, which is good, right? Because you can build up liquidity. You build up liquidity, market makers happy. Happy. That's why we're range bound 80% of the time, right? And then once it's built up, probably mostly buy side liquidity, right? Because everybody's super bullish still at the top here, right? Then it will dump it on their heads because it has enough liquidity down below for trapped longs to get wrecked. Okay, and that's how we need to think, right? Because when we're looking at this price action, where's the imbalance in here, guys? Look at this big ass imbalance in here. Okay, this is juicy. If you talk to Reggie, I'm sure he's just like fair value gaps all the way down, come in here, right? He knows to look for the gaps. He loves a good gap. Ask Reggie. Okay, I'm sure he's looking in here like a madman. Okay, but it's very obvious where price needs to come to in order to balance the books, kind of deal. Okay, now, does that mean we go lower? Well, we're prepared for lower, like I said, and then we can see what happens, right? I wanted to see 105 taken. I hate the low right here, and this looks like a good juicy level to retest. Okay, so we have plans on the way down. It's just depending on where market structure and buyers step in to, kind of negate that. Okay. For now, though, looking at Bitcoin, what do we see? We see a series of higher highs and higher lows. That means until we sufficiently lose these lows in here with a candle close below here, right? Then the trend is still up. Okay, the trend is still up. Right? We've simply rolled over, come back, and now we can look for continuation possibly. If we have structure in here that says, hey, man, we could continue, then we look for retesting continuation out of here. Okay, otherwise, we look for chop into the weekend, right? Very simply. In consolidation, if we've hit the point of control, then we would look for a retest of the value area high and then rotation to the value area low. Okay, everybody wrecked, everybody happy, balance in the force. Okay, so that's typically what I'm looking for. If we're looking at other things too, like we go over to like Soy Boy Lana right here, and we take a look here. I mean, I was looking for swing short here, losing this low, a whole bunch of ideas in here, but for me, I was looking at this pink box yesterday. I was off by 3 cents, OC.
Oh my god, man. I hate when that happens.
No, it got filled. 3 cents.
Oh, it got filled.
It got filled, yeah. So I was right by 3 cents.
Got it. I see it now. Yes.
We love a good pink box, baby. But we managed to get short in here, obviously waiting for this to react and drop. But overextension, right? A lot of things are overextended. We look at something like Solana, and it's been up only for so long. So it's like naturally bearish divergence across the board on our higher term time frames, our 8-hour, our 12-hour, right? So this is typically, if we get a bear div in here, right, we would typically look for it to retrace back to what? Support, right? So strong buyers in Solana, so it's hard to fade this thing, but obviously a nice rollover today. So patience will prevail. When we're looking at stuff like Ethereum, yeah, double top, absolutely. Ethereum chopping comfortably. So this is still bullish in my opinion. Like Solana's got a little bit of work to do to get to the top of the range. Obviously, ETH put in all-time highs, right? So it's tapped the highs, gotten a retracement, but this still is pretty healthy in my opinion, right? So we just have this big ascending triangle trying to push up here. Ethereum will chop until everything is kind of ready, right? So no touchy. We'll let OC hang out with Ethereum. It's his favorite, if you didn't know. SWI, I mean, I had a great trade on SWI, but higher high, which is a good sign. Now we're looking for continuation higher low, okay? But a nice push up, breaking out of this downwards trend in here, getting out of here. But we do have a major trend line here on SWI, and once it does break, guys, my God, this thing's going to absolutely fly. Look at this. This is my big bull post here. Okay, so SWI, I think will go to $8 once it breaks out. So I'm just waiting, right? But if we take this and we do a little bit of fun here, and I think we fly. I think we fly up to $8. So we'll see. But this has just been coiling, guys, in my opinion. I mean, I've been a buyer at SWI down here and here. So I'm happy no matter what it does, but this just looks like it's overdue for a pop. And SWI was definitely one of the leaders coming out. Okay. So you can see this is getting to a point where even in here, it's getting to a point where it's coiled up enough like a spring that it's looking to go. And obviously all-time highs is that first target, but this is looking decent as well. So keep your eyes on that. Another thing that I was looking at is Virtual. Virtual is right on the brink here of this falling wedge as well. These are the charts I like, man. Like in an altcoin, if we're preparing for an altcoin season, like what's the worst? The worst thing that could happen, you could come back down in here and then break out. That's the worst thing that could happen, right? Who cares? That's what? On an altcoin, that's what? 20%? Yeah, 20%. Upside, 200%. Right? So these are the charts that I like. For example, look at Avalanche. Okay, this is what we've traded on Avalanche. We managed to catch the breakout in my community, right? Look at it now, guys. Fucking gone, man. Gone. Very simple flag pattern here. Target hit, right? But it's just coiling, right? We're looking for things that are like how can you not be bullish on Avalanche if it's like one of the top layer 1 projects, right? Okay. Looking juicy. Ada's in that spot right now. You know what I like about Ada, and I fucking hate trading Ada. It's so shit. But the chart looks good. What looks good about Ada? It's not this chart. Yes, we do have, this shitty wedge here, and AVAX has gone. So Ada's overdue for a move back up to what? $1.30. Okay, you heard it here. $1.30 Ada. Why? It's not because of that chart. It's because of this chart, the Bitcoin chart. Look at Ada now. It's starting to do exactly what Solana was doing. All it needs to do is get out of here and go. Okay, this is Ada Bitcoin. Okay, and you can see you've started to break out after this massive drawdown in here. Breakout retest. All we need is a breakout retest. This gets into much higher prices because this is a critical level of support right now. Just like Solana, when we called Solana back in here. Okay, you can see critical level of support. Off you go. Right? Look at Near yesterday. Critical level of resistance. Okay, same deal, guys. Look at your Bitcoin pairs, man. If it's outperforming Bitcoin, Near had a wicked move. Now what are you looking for? You're looking for the retest back into here to buy Near. That's it. Because it has finished accumulating. It has broken out. You wait for your retest. You buy some Near, and you take it up to where it's comfortable against Bitcoin. You zoom out. You go, okay, where is Near traded against Bitcoin where it's really comfortable? I would say right in here. Right? Right here. And right here, right? So you're looking for Near to break out and have Near's been so undervalued, and it's a very popular altcoin. You're looking for a 100% move on Near, 50 to 100% move on Near. It's like, don't complicate it, right? Now, does that mean that, this pullback on Bitcoin will stump that? Well, the pullback on Bitcoin will probably be the retesting continuation here on Near, right? So these are the things that I'm preparing for, not because I'm bullish, because I know that October and November is bullish. Okay? Right? I know that mid-October, we'll come and talk. We'll put an alert here. Okay? We'll call it mid-October, I told you so, okay? Mid-October, told you so. Okay? And we'll see. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm here to say that these are the things that I plan for, and probability-wise, it's in our favor. As traders, I don't give a shit about anything besides me taking a bet that has a good R multiple, a 3-to-1 risk to reward, where I can risk X amount of money, 1% of my account, and make a 3-to-1 bet with 70% win rate. Over and over again, my P&L looks like this. That's all we're here to do. That's it, right? That's trading.
Let's go.
In a nutshell. Okay.
By the way, I'm looking at the grass, man.
Go to the weekend. Go enjoy your weekend, bro. Touch some grass and some ass.
There you go. Touch your grass. There you go. By the way, quick shout out. Here we go. We have, come on. I lost you guys. Boosted Boy. Who else we got in here? Darian Land, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, absolutely. And who else we got in here? It was 3 of you guys. Let me see. Let me check it out. And Dano T, what's up, guys? Welcome. Just so if you guys are wondering, those are our new partners or friends from CryptoRG. So welcome, guys. All right, quick overview here. This is the classes that you get to have the one-on-one style, right? So if you have any questions, please bring them up about trading, about DCAing, about the indicators, about strategies, about anything that you guys want to. All right, really quick. Let me go over a couple of things because you most likely are gonna get redirected to one of my favorite videos that, well, most of people say, hey, it's outdated. Barely. It is true, but it's still pretty worth to watch. All right. So if you go to your left panel, and let me bring that for you. You're going to be seeing a little bit of video tutorials. Right there, you're going to be seeing additional content. Inside additional content, there is important classes. All right. In important classes, you'll see at the very top video number 1, video number 2, and video number 3. All right. This is video number 1, guys. And this is where you're going to get redirected to. Okay. Really quickly, just so you don't get confused. All right. Please watch it. And the only things that have changed in here, it is your signal mode, trend sensitivity, and trend agility. All right. We have added a complementary equation to the background of Market Oracle. All right. This complementary equation is like when you calculate a wave, you can calculate its either point up or down or its point on space. But then you can run 2 different equations to have both of the data sets. All right. So that's exactly what we've done. We run 2 simultaneous equations. So you trend agility, you don't longer need to use it manually. So you just do your trend sensitivity. If you go to, for example, I don't know, let's go to a cleaner charting here, something that we don't use, Sonic. All right, Sonic. Let me clear anything that I might have in here. And then if you add, and for some reason I don't have it in here. 1 second. Let me close also this. All right, here it is. You're going to have your Market Oracle Pro or your Market Oracle Pro Plus. It doesn't matter, right? You'll see that right now trendy is trend mode. It's meant to give you trends, guys, right? And then you only can change sensitivity. Really quickly, sensitivity, it is how far apart or how big of a trend you're looking for, right? In the video, I advise starting at 20 and going in 10 increments to locate your trend breakout, right? It's exactly the same. Then when you get to agility, you just ignore it because you no longer have agility, all right? That is the first one there. And the second one, it is that you're going to be seeing me using Smart Money Concept Bundle, all right? The Smart Money Concept Bundle, it is right now inside of your Market Dynamics Pro. It is your order blocks, it is your fair value gap, it is your volume profile, it is your liquidity zone, your premium zones, and of course, it is your support and resistances, which are right somewhere around here. All right. So, here is support and resistances. All right. So don't get confused. Go watch those classes. This is one of the most important. And I'm not freaking sharing anything, am I? No, I'm not. Shit.
Oh shit, sorry. I normally catch that. My bad.
That's my bad. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me show you really quickly once again. You're going to get redirected to this video. All right. This is Market Oracle 212. Right. If you go, for example, to Jasmine, you'll see that we are in 338. The only difference, it is like your trend mode. Oh, sorry. Right here, 1.4. Your trend mode is called trendy or trend mode. Remember, is looking for trends, right? My preferred configuration is 43, but don't copy it. If you go and watch the video, it shows you to start at 20 and then start adding 10 increments, all right? This is not a top and bottom indicator. This is a trend indicator. So watch how that works, and then you adjust your sensitivity the same way that the video shows you, all right? Right here. And then when you get to, oh, this is my something that it should not be there. And then when you get to your trend agility, you just don't do anything because it's already factored into the equation, all right? So really quickly. And then you also see me right here using Smart Money Concepts, all right? Your Smart Money Concepts are within your Market Dynamics Pro. And you'll see it order blocks, fair value gaps, all right, recent liquidity zones, and support and resistances. There it is. So basically, everything else, it is up to date. So go watch it. Something that we try to do is to keep the front end exactly the same so you don't get confused. And then we improve and keep improving the math behind the indicators. All right. So please go check this out. In fact, I'm not going to copy it and paste it here for you guys. And most importantly, here, I would say the usage of the reversal signals. All right. So today I push one of those. Jasmine, look at that pretty reversal, right? This is one of the most impressive ones. But you also get, for example, this kind of reversals and also this middle reversal, right? That I skipped right there. There we go. That one. Because it is not a full-fledged reversal. We have 3 different kinds of reversals. I explain it right here and I show you what each reversal, and come on, let me just get that out of the way so we can see it. Come on. And I explain you how each reversal work, right? Having reversal number 1, reversal number 2, and reversal number 3, including Wyckoff reversal continuation like the one in here to my right. All right. So I do explain that. I acknowledge that, and then I show you about clusters on the oscillator. I explain you how to read the oscillator, how to use them on your favor, and at the end, I give you a full-fledged strategy, starting on how to take the trade, how to set your stop loss, all right, when to take early profits, and when to head switch or reverse your trade. Here it is, like how you get your trade, how you set your stop loss, there it is, and then how to take early profits, and finally, when to call out your trade, and then get a reversal on that strategy. Oh, like this. All right. So go check that out, guys. I think that's gonna be a really quick way to get you up to speed with your configuration. You do need to configure your indicators for the best performance, right? And remember, any and all of your questions that you got, bring them here on the live classes, ask them live, and we're going to be explaining you live and also giving you live example in the current markets. If you have questions about tokens that you also see with Archie, bring them up here, and we also do a complimentary analysis for you guys. So other than that, welcome. Hopefully you guys enjoy your stay around ChartPrime. And we're late.
Yeah, boy. Now it's Friday, baby. It's it's time to go, but you know, it's weekend time, so be careful looking for consolidation over the weekend. The NQ just has a V-shape recovered, so you might get a little pushback here over the afternoon, but trade safe. Okay, make sure you guys are using good risk management. Don't be over leveraged, and I guess we'll see you guys next week, guys. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and as always, see you guys on Monday.